Now, I'm here with Pastor Chad Haddad from Adelaide. How you going, Chad?
Very well, thank you.
And big effort to come over here. Appreciate it, coming over the East Coast. It's good to see you guys from Adelaide. Now, the purpose of this little couch in this interview here is that we talk a little bit about your testimony and maybe some details that people haven't heard before. So the first thing is, you're a very, very different person to what you were 15 years ago. Do you want to tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, well, I was 19 and I had hair then, but other than that, I was brought up a Catholic, just left high school, and that was the only contact I had with church. So I used to go, to the Catholic church through the school system, and then got involved in sport, but at the same time got involved in the rave scene, and with that came the social drugs and the lifestyle that is involved with drug taking and all that. But with the rugby, I ended up going overseas, and when I came back to Australia, I got injured, so I had a bit of time off from that scene, from the rugby scene.
Yeah, now at this time, you came into contact with somebody. Was it your trainer or somebody? What's the story there?
Yeah, at the gym when I was looking to get back into rugby, a person that went to the Revival Fellowship, he was actually doing my training, and he wrote up a program for me. But he said I didn't need to, do the exercise. I needed to receive the Holy Spirit. Yeah, and he just went on to tell me about what was happening to people in his church and the miracles that were happening there.
So from that time onwards, what changed for you?
Well, firstly, I received, when I got to a meeting, I received what the Bible calls the Holy Spirit. I spoke in tongues, a language that I've never learned. Well, you can't be learned, it's given by God.
And you were baptised by full immersion.
Yeah.
What assembly was that at?
That was at the Vogue Theatre, Adelaide.
No worries, there's a few Vogies from here
yes,
tonight.
There is.
Good to see them.
Yeah.
Now, of late, there's some more kind of exciting things happening in the Haddad family. What's the story after 15 years?
Yeah, well, after 15 years, a good friend of mine that I grew up with, he was caught up in drugs and ended up developing a huge drug habit through speed, $400 to $500 a day, and the crime that goes along with that scene. And he too received the Holy Spirit, spoke in tongues, and his life completely changed.
So how long ago was this?
That was 2 years ago.
Yep.
And then from there, my parents seeing the change in my friend Eddie, and then my dad he got baptised soon after I did 15 years ago, but never really saw the importance of following on.
Yep.
But when he saw Eddie change, he saw the power in following the Lord.
Yep. And so some things have happened more recently, last couple of weeks.
Last couple of weeks, my mother, who's been a real strict Catholic and never saw that there was any other way than the Catholic system, actually received the Holy Spirit, like I did. Yep. Spoke in tongues, and she got baptised 2 weeks ago.
Excellent. So after 15 years,
you
stick in there?
Yeah, it's fantastic. People just see my life and see the people around me, and really can see the Lord working in their lives.
Yeah, okay. So, there's big change over 15 years. It's a progressive thing. So the Lord changes you each time. Give us a few things, a few lessons that you've learned along the way. You come from maybe some people would call a pretty radical background with drugs, and you're fairly heavily into sport and things like that. What are some of those kind of gems that the Lord has given you along the way?
Well, basically just seeing how, my life has changed, and seeing that it can be effective in other people's lives. And, a lot of people that I've worked with have, come along and seen a meeting, and then a couple of them actually have received the Holy Spirit, and they've walked on with God.
Now, you found a wife along the way, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And it's been fantastic. It's a great life being married and having the same goals.
Yep. And you got some kids?
2 kids.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a blessing. Yep. And it's so good just knowing what to teach them, what to tell them about the Lord, and know that the Lord is blessing the household.
Right. And you're in fruit and veg, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Okay. What's the story there?
Well, being an ethnic, that's all we know really.
Fruit and veg.
I failed school, so what else is there to do?
That's great, mate. Well, we gave him a laugh, so thanks very much for
No
coming
worries.
up.